There's a rumor circulating about some leaked footage involving Beyoncé, and it's got Jay-Z pretty fired up. We all know that Jay-Z is as jealous as they come, and according to Sean Paul, his jealousy hit new heights, leading Jay-Z to allegedly get Sean blacklisted. But it's not just him. There are other big names Jay-Z seems to be targeting. Another good example of this is Terrence Howard, whose career Jay-Z is said to have sabotaged. Jay-Z is going to great lengths to deny the rumors about divorcing Beyoncé and has become extra protective of anyone who gets too close to her. There are so many red flags in Beyoncé and Jay-Z's relationship that you might not know about. Stick around as we dig into what really happened and reveal the truth behind it all. So, what's all the fuss about this leaked footage? Let's break it down. First, let's rewind to this infamous video that's been circulating for years. You know the one, Beyoncé and Terrence Howard. Fans have been buzzing about it ever since it surfaced, even though it's been nearly 2 decades. Picture this. Beyoncé delivering an unforgettable performance with Terrence looking completely captivated. And here's the kicker. She was already with Jay-Z at the time. This all went down way back in 2005, during Destiny's Child's epic performance of Cater to You at the BET Awards. The girls were on fire, rocking stunning nude brown dresses that hugged their curves just right. Here's where things start to get really interesting. During that iconic performance, Destiny's Child was looking for 3 lucky guys to join them on stage for a little Cater to You moment. And guess who Beyoncé picks? Terrence Howard, who just so happened to be sitting right next to her parents. At first, Terrence was all smiles, but as the performance went on, his expression shifted. It was almost like he was mesmerized by her. Fast forward all these years, and people are still talking about the undeniable chemistry between Beyoncé and Terrence. Some even say they could have been a power couple, if Jay-Z hadn't been in the picture. Not everyone's been sold on the idea of Jay-Z and Beyoncé being the ultimate power couple. After that unforgettable performance, fans couldn't stop shipping Beyoncé and Terrence. Rumors of a possible fling started swirling, and, according to some, Jay-Z wasn't too happy about it. Word is he made some moves to mess with Terrence's career, and from there, things seemed to go south for him. Back in the early 2000s, Terrence was on the cusp of becoming a Hollywood heavyweight. His Oscar-winning performance in Crash had everyone thinking he was the next big thing. Fast forward to 2008, and he steps into the Marvel Universe as Rhodey in Iron Man. He's making bank and holding down one of the highest-paid roles in the movie. But then, in 2010, out of nowhere, Don Cheadle steps in as Rhodey for the Iron Man sequel. Now, that's when the plot really starts to thicken. Rumor has it that Terrence Howard got hit with a staggering pay cut for Iron Man 2. We're talking a slash of 50% to 80%. But here's where things get juicy. Was this pay cut Terrence's own decision? Or was there some behind-the-scenes drama, possibly influenced by Jay-Z's powerful reach? Entertainment Weekly spilled some serious tea back in the day, hinting that Terrence's behavior on set might have been the real reason for the drastic salary cut. Apparently, his temper was a bit of a problem, and he was known to be a handful on set. But is that the whole story? Or did Jay-Z play a role in making sure things went south for Terrence? Fast forward, and Terrence later made a public statement about stepping away from acting, citing a desire to let new talent rise and, oddly enough, to save the planet. He said, "This is the end for me. There are better actors out there who can do things I was never able to do, and that's what I've come to understand." While his reasons might sound noble, the public wasn't buying it. People started side-eyeing him, questioning if there was something more behind his exit, like the hand of Jay-Z in all of this. And the drama doesn't end there. Enter Sean Paul, another name supposedly tangled in Jay-Z's web. Why? Because of rumors about him getting a little too close to Beyoncé. It seemed like Jay-Z had some sort of radar for anyone who came near his queen, and if you were even remotely connected to her, you were on his radar, whether you knew it or not. He wasn't having any of it. Rumor has it that things between Sean Paul and Beyoncé got a little icy after they shot the music video for their hit Baby Boy. Sean Paul himself revealed some interesting details about what went down behind the scenes. According to him, the night before the video shoot, he was told he wouldn't be in any scenes with Beyoncé, which struck him as odd at the time. "The way I was thinking about the video was totally different. I thought we were going to act something out," he explained. Naturally, he was confused, especially considering how iconic their collaboration was, and he expected a more involved experience on set. Later, during an interview with the Daily Bee, Sean Paul set the record straight about his relationship with Beyoncé and why he stopped performing Baby Boy with her. While he opened up about some of his favorite collaborations, like with Busta Rhymes, whose tracks Give Me the Light and Make It Clap helped him feel like he'd leveled up musically. Things took a turn when Beyoncé came up. He admitted that despite their legendary collaboration, he didn't have much of a personal connection with her. "We didn't exactly hang out," he said, but he was quick to acknowledge his deep respect for her music and, of course, her stunning looks. When Beyoncé reached out to him for the Baby Boy collab, Sean was all in. Initially, he thought they were going to create an R&B track, but it ended up being a dancehall banger, which turned out to be a massive hit. But despite the success, Sean Paul revealed a surprising detail. He only got to perform the song with Beyoncé live just 3 times. And that's when things got a bit disappointing for him. While discussing the performance dynamic with Beyoncé, Sean Paul got real about how things went down behind the scenes, especially when it came to the reactions from his crew. He mentioned how, after just 3 performances with Beyoncé, some of his longtime crew members suddenly became huge fans of hers, which totally blew his mind. He recalled one of those early performances at Reggae Sunfest during the 2003 Rock the Mic tour, where Beyoncé would occasionally pop in for a few select dates. She wasn't on the tour every night, but when she showed up, it was always a big deal, usually with her performing Crazy in Love alongside Jay-Z. But here's where things started to get a little weird. The second time Sean Paul and Beyoncé were scheduled to perform together, things took an unexpected turn. Sean was in LA working on his own stuff when he got word that he was going to join her for Baby Boy. So he rushed over. The crowd went wild, but something felt off. Despite his usual energy, he couldn't connect with the crowd the way he normally did. It hit him that something wasn't right. Backstage, his crew was fuming, telling him that they couldn't hear a word he was saying on stage. His mic had been sabotaged. At first, Sean brushed it off as just a technical glitch, but when the same thing happened again at another performance, he couldn't ignore the strange coincidence. The next major performance was in Scotland, for an MTV event. Everything was smooth during rehearsals, and the plan was to have Sean pop up from underneath the stage to join Beyoncé right at the center of a dramatic, fire-surrounded stage. It sounded like a scene straight out of a music video. But given the previous issues, Sean couldn't shake the feeling that something behind the scenes was messing with the performance. Here's where things took a turn for the worse. When it was Sean Paul's turn to spit his verse during the performance, the track went haywire, looping the same part over and over again. Sean was standing there totally confused, thinking, "What's going on here?" That was the moment it clicked. Someone was intentionally trying to mess with his moment in the spotlight. But here's where it gets even juicier. After the performance mishap, Beyoncé apparently decided it was time to confront Sean about the dating rumors that had been swirling around them. She was worried it was starting to affect her reputation, but Sean wasn't backing down so easily. He reminded her, "I knew Jay before you and we were cool, so maybe I should talk to him first." Beyoncé's team wasn't having it, though. They made it crystal clear that after all the drama, they weren't going to be working with Sean anymore. Then came the VMA's disaster. Beyoncé told Sean they were going to rehearse together for their performance. But the day before the big show, Sean overheard someone else rehearsing Baby Boy. He checked with the label, only to find out that Beyoncé was going to perform solo. For Sean, that was not only awkward, but downright humiliating. He had to sit through the entire show, with his wife and other celebs asking him why he wasn't up there performing. It was in that moment that he realized this wasn't just a simple mistake. There was some serious sabotage going on behind the scenes. At that point, Sean decided to cut his losses and walk away. The lesson was clear. You don't mess with Jay-Z when it comes to Beyoncé. Before we dive into other rumored connections Beyoncé might have had, let's take a moment to talk about her relationship with Jay-Z. Some people claim their marriage is toxic, suggesting that Jay-Z's influence was there from the start, even when Beyoncé was just a teenager. Let's rewind to the year 2000. Not much is known about how they first met, but Beyoncé did spill the tea, revealing that she was just 18 years old when she crossed paths with Jay. Picture this. It's the year 2000, and Beyoncé and Jay-Z are sitting next to each other on a plane, heading to the MTV Spring Break Music Festival. Jay-Z later dropped a reference to that moment in one of his songs, Everything is Love, singing, "We played it cool at the pool of the Cancun VMA. Confidence you exude make the fools stay away. Fate had me sitting next to you on the plane, and I knew straight away. It's almost like love at first sight. Well, for Jay, anyway. But here's the kicker. They didn't officially spill the relationship tea until 4 years later at the MTV Video Music Awards. Maybe they were waiting for Beyoncé to mature a bit before going public. Some people side-eye the fact that Jay-Z got involved with her when she was just 18 and he was already 30. While a 12-year age gap might not raise many eyebrows in the celebrity world, the fact that he first met her when she was fresh out of high school and he was already a seasoned 30-year-old industry giant adds a certain weight to their relationship story. Some even argue that it brings into question the power dynamics at play from the very beginning. Beyoncé was already an established star, but Jay-Z was this influential mogul with much more power and control in the industry. That combination of age and influence has led some to wonder how consensual and balanced their relationship truly was in its early days. Fast forward to 2008, after 4 years of publicly dating, and bam! They secretly tied the knot. Nobody even knew they were engaged, let alone planning a wedding. It all seemed so private, so perfect. But as we know, no love story is entirely without its complications. By 2012, Jay-Z was hit with the scandal of cheating on Beyoncé after the birth of their daughter, Blue Ivy. Then, in 2014, things took a darker turn with the infamous elevator incident between Solange, Beyoncé's sister, and Jay-Z. The footage, which went viral, showed Solange going off on Jay-Z, hitting and kicking him as security tried to pull her away. Beyoncé, caught in the middle, stepped in to try to defuse the situation. The whole thing was so heated that by the time they got into the elevator, tensions had reached a boiling point. It was an intense moment, and many speculated that it hinted at deeper issues between Jay-Z and Beyoncé, possibly linked to the alleged infidelity. 10 days after the explosive elevator incident, Beyoncé, Jay-Z, and Solange came together to release a joint statement addressing the public fallout. In it, they acknowledged the viral security footage that captured the heated altercation between Jay-Z and Solange, saying, "As a result of the public release of the elevator security footage from Monday, May 5th, they were quick to call for understanding amid the intense media speculation that swirled around the incident." The statement shared with the Associated Press read, "There has been a great deal of speculation about what triggered the unfortunate incident, but the most important thing is that our family has worked through it. The trio worked hard to diffuse rumors and stress that their family was intact and healing from the drama." They emphasized that both Jay-Z and Solange took responsibility for their actions, acknowledging their respective roles in what had become a very public matter. "They both have apologized to each other, and we have moved forward as a united family," they stated. Interestingly, the statement also denied reports that Solange had been intoxicated or acting erratically during the night in question. The family made it clear that such rumors were simply false, reinforcing that family issues, though complicated, were a natural part of life. At the end of the day, families have problems and we're no different, the statement continued. We love each other, and above all, we are family. We've put this behind us and hope everyone else will do the same. Despite the family's effort to clear the air, the drama left an indelible mark on the public's view of the family dynamic. After all, family spats are common, but a confrontation of this magnitude played out in front of the whole world. Most of us have witnessed family drama, but few have seen it escalate to such an intense, media-covered spectacle. The incident raised questions about what exactly went down behind closed doors and how much the public really knows about the complexities of family life, especially when it's the famous Carters. By 2016, the cracks in Beyoncé and Jay-Z's relationship were starting to show, and fans were picking up on the signs. The drama with Solange in the elevator had already raised eyebrows, but things took a sharper turn with the release of Beyoncé's game-changing album, Lemonade. The entire project felt like a deep dive into the complexities of love, betrayal, and pain, with two songs, Hold Up and Sorry, standing out as particularly pointed. In Hold Up, Beyoncé croons, "He only wants me when I'm not there," and in Sorry, she drops the infamous line, "He better call Becky with the good hair." These lyrics were like a flashing neon sign for fans, hinting that Jay-Z might have strayed, and the Beehive immediately went into overdrive trying to decipher every detail. But the Becky reference? That set off a full-blown investigation. Fans went into detective mode, speculating wildly about who this mysterious Becky could be. The reality, though, was that Becky wasn't a specific person. Beyoncé used the name as a symbol for all the women who may have been involved with Jay-Z. Still, the speculation had fans turning to anyone who might fit the bill. Rumors of infidelity in their marriage had been circulating for years. The gossip began in earnest back in 2014 and continued throughout 2015 and into 2016. The release of Lemonade felt like the moment Beyoncé was finally pulling back the curtain on her personal life. And then, just as things were heating up, the drama escalated. Rachel Roy, the ex-wife of Jay-Z's former friend and business partner Damon Dash, made a series of posts on Instagram that many took as a direct jab at Beyoncé. In one post, she wrote, "Good hair don't care, but we will take good lighting for selfies or self-truths," a line that was quickly interpreted as a dig at Beyoncé's signature curly hair and the Becky phrase from Lemonade. The Beehive, of course, wasted no time jumping into action, bombarding Rachel Roy's social media with angry messages and flooding her posts with bee and lemon emojis. If you've ever heard of the wrath of the Beehive, you know it's not something you want to experience firsthand. Rachel Roy was immediately thrust into the crossfire of Beyoncé's fans, and it felt like she had walked straight into the lion's den. Some internet sleuths recently dug up some old receipts suggesting that Jay-Z might have been involved with Foxy Brown when she was just a teen girl, promising her the Hollywood dream. Sound familiar? It kind of echoes the rumors about Diddy and Cassie, with Diddy allegedly getting close to Cassie when she was only 19. To make things even more interesting, blogger Storm Monroe hinted at some big exposés coming soon, adding more fuel to the fire. But the rumors didn't stop there. Word on the street is that Jay-Z allegedly convinced Foxy Brown to sign some secret agreements after a supposed steamy encounter between her, Jay-Z, and Jamie Foxx. Yeah, you read that right, a rumored threesome. But wait, it gets even wilder. After this alleged rendezvous, a video of the whole thing mysteriously disappeared from Foxy's possession. Now people are starting to side-eye Jay-Z, wondering if he had a hand in making that tape vanish. The timing's pretty strange, considering they crossed paths when Foxy was just 15 and Jay-Z was already 27. Definitely a little shady, right? Later on, when Foxy signed to Def Jam, the rumors about a romantic relationship between her and Jay-Z started making the rounds. However, Foxy has denied everything, claiming it was all about the music and nothing else. Still, this definitely has people raising eyebrows. Jay-Z kept bringing Foxy Brown on stage during his tours while she was still a teen, and the whole thing felt eerily reminiscent of the Aaliyah and R. Kelly situation. They were always seen together, partying at the same events. It was hard not to wonder if there was something more going on between Jay and Foxy than what was being shown to the public. Now let's rewind to 1996, when Foxy Brown and Jay-Z dropped Ain't No End, the track that kicked off their musical partnership. Foxy's fearless lyrics paired perfectly with Jay-Z's smooth, laid-back style. It wasn't just a career boost for her, it laid the groundwork for their dynamic duo status, paving the way for more collaborations like No Need for You to Ever Be the Next Chick. But they didn't stop there. In 1997, they came through with I'll Be, which solidified their spot as rap's power couple. The chemistry between Foxy and Jay-Z was undeniable, combining sharp lyrics, catchy beats, and a shared passion for the craft. But then Foxy's career took an unexpected turn. She was all set to release Black Roses, but then bam, she was hit with sudden hearing loss. The album was shelved, and her career trajectory took a nosedive. Rumors started swirling that Jay-Z wasn't vibing with how things were playing out, possibly hinting at a detour with the label. Eventually, the Black Roses project was canceled, and their collaborative journey came to an abrupt halt. Fast forward to May 2007, and Foxy Brown made a career pivot, signing with Black Hand Entertainment and joining forces with Black Rose Entertainment, with Coke Records handling distribution. This seemed like a fresh start, a new direction for her artistic vision. But unfortunately, things didn't exactly pan out the way many had hoped. So, why did her career take a nosedive despite having Jay-Z in her corner? She's undeniably talented, and she's always spoken highly of him. One would think that if Jay really wanted to help her, he'd have used his influence to keep her at the forefront of the music industry, right? But many believe that once Jay was done with Foxy, both personally and professionally, he essentially let her fade into the background. Rumors swirl that as Foxy matured, she began to see how toxic her relationship with Jay-Z had been, both emotionally and professionally. She reportedly grew tired of being treated like his little secret, and that's when everything started to fall apart. Not only did Jay end things with her on a personal level, but he also stopped collaborating with her musically. To make matters worse, some say he even went so far as to blacklist her within the industry. According to blogger Storm Monroe, once Diddy's time in the hot seat is over, Jay-Z may be next in line to face serious scrutiny. Storm alludes to some shady dealings Jay-Z allegedly got involved in over the years, stuff that the public isn't aware of yet, but might not be so pleased to hear. Storm even references Jay-Z's past collaborations with R. Kelly, suggesting that Jay's mastery of PR and his tight control over the industry have helped keep his darker secrets under wraps for years. After Diddy, it looks like Jay-Z might be next on the chopping block for a serious public exposure. People seem to conveniently forget certain details about his past, like the fact that Foxy Brown was just a teenager when she was reportedly involved with him. Let's not gloss over his connections to R. Kelly either. The two were closely linked for years, doing business and making moves together. And speaking of exposing secrets, we can't ignore the bombshell allegations dropped by Beyoncé's former bodyguard, Uncle Ron, on TikTok. Now, who exactly is Uncle Ron? He's a former bodyguard who's worked with a number of big celebrities, and although there are some pictures of him with Beyoncé, details about their personal relationship are a bit murky. But that hasn't stopped him from making some pretty explosive claims. For one, he alleged that Jay-Z and Beyoncé secretly conspired to sabotage R&B artist Carrie Hilson's career after Hilson made a comment about Beyoncé. Then he took things even further, claiming that Jay-Z has been controlling Beyoncé for years and that their relationship is more of a business partnership than a romantic one. He said, "Your relationship was a business relationship, financial to get to the top to become billion." But Uncle Ron didn't stop there. He continued, insinuating that Beyoncé has been deeply involved with Jay-Z for a long time and that he's been controlling her throughout their relationship. While Ron didn't offer solid receipts to back up his claims, the fact that he's not alone in these accusations adds weight to his words. Cultural commentator Jaguar Wright also jumped into the mix, calling Jay-Z a monster who allegedly has been drugging Beyoncé to keep her under control. Now, I know some fans are feeling a bit of déjà vu here, remembering the Britney Spears situation, where outsiders controlled every aspect of a celebrity's life. And to make things even more unsettling, there's this viral clip of Beyoncé at a basketball game where she's swaying and looking a little out of it. People started speculating that she might be under the influence of something, or maybe just seriously exhausted. Either way, it wasn't exactly a great look, and fans are raising their eyebrows, wondering if there's something more going on behind closed doors. Let's talk about some of the other guys Beyoncé has been linked to over the years, both during her Destiny's Child days and beyond. As the group was climbing the charts, they crossed paths with NSYNC quite a bit at all the glamorous entertainment events. And of course, there were whispers that Beyoncé and Justin Timberlake might have shared a little more than just a casual connection. The rumors hinted at some steamy moments between them at these high-profile soirees, although nothing was ever confirmed. But wait, there's more. Think back to the 2000 MTV VMA Awards. Beyoncé and Cisco showed up looking like total twins in matching outfits, which sparked a ton of speculation about their relationship. The pair was inseparable all night, and fans started to wonder if they were just friends or something more. The chemistry was undeniable, fueling those rumors of a deeper bond between the two. Then there's Marques Houston. He and Beyoncé have known each other since their teenage years, long before either of them had hit it big. The rumor mill ran wild, suggesting that they might have been more than just friends, especially since Marques was one of the first to recognize Beyoncé's star potential. He even tried to team up with her musically, but according to Marques, they were always just buddies. Still, it's hard to ignore the chemistry they seemed to have back in the day, leaving many wondering what really went on between them. Pharrell Williams also enters the picture. There were plenty of rumors swirling about the two of them being romantically involved at some point. Their flirty interactions and mutual admiration made it seem like they might have been a thing. With all these potential love interests in the mix, it's clear Beyoncé wasn't lacking in the attention department. Now, some people might ask, if Jay-Z is as bad as people say he is, why hasn't Beyoncé left him yet? After all, she's a powerhouse on her own. There's a persistent rumor that Jay-Z's struggles with alcohol have created tension in their relationship, with whispers that Beyoncé might be walking on eggshells at times, trying to avoid triggering anything physical. This takes us back to Jay-Z's violent history. In 1999, at Q-Tip's album release party, Jay-Z's temper got the best of him. He got into a heated altercation with producer Lance Rivera, and things escalated quickly. Jay-Z allegedly pulled out an 8-inch knife and stabbed Rivera. The situation turned even uglier when his bodyguards jumped in, beating the producer with champagne bottles until the cops arrived. Jay-Z eventually pled guilty, was bailed out for $50,000, and served 3 years on probation. When you look at that history, it's not hard to understand why some people might think twice about the dynamics between him and Beyoncé. With so many red flags surrounding Beyoncé and Jay-Z's relationship, it's hard to ignore the whispers and rumors that have followed them for years. From past violent incidents to potential affairs and the constant power dynamics at play, the cracks in their picture-perfect love story seem more evident with every passing year. But despite it all, they continue to stand strong together. So, what do you think? Are Beyoncé and Jay-Z's relationship struggles just the price of fame, or do these red flags suggest something deeper? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more juicy content on celebrity relationships, scandals, and everything in between.